Hello everyone, this is Tanisha and I am here to, talk about my life. So a question that I often get in my inbox, or just in general, is how do I handle high pressure jam scenarios? I'm specifically talking about this question because someone asked me this yet again due to the Black Diaspora game versus Angel City that happened maybe 3 weeks ago. And so I figure since it's fresh on the brain, I go ahead and answer this question. So I'm here to give you some tips on high pressure jams. Number one, I've been around for over 10 years at this point, and there's been numerous variety of high pressure jams I've been in at this point. And I think, for me, a good tip is to keep your same demeanor, right? Keep your same demeanor on the bench. Don't let a tie game on the final jam of the game get you riled up or get you nervous or get you thinking too much about it, right? So here's the thing. Like, the scoreboard, the clock is all there as information. You need to have a plan for if you get lead in that tie game or whatever scenario you're in. You need to have a plan for if you get lead. You need to have a plan if you don't get lead. You need to have a plan if the jam goes a whole 2 minutes, okay? So any scenario that could happen, you want to think about it and have a plan pre-prepared already before going out. And I know you have, maybe 30 seconds, maybe even a minute or more if your team calls a timeout to kind of think of those things, but that's how quick you got to do it. So again, the first tips is keep your same demeanor on the bench. Try to keep yourself as calm as you normally would be, or whatever temperament you have on the bench, you want to try to keep that. Your teammates, coaches, audience, they're all going to be riled up and excited and things like that, and that's totally fine. You can't control them, but you can control what you think about and how you attempt to go through this process of going through a high pressure jam. Everybody gets a little bit nervous. I don't get as nervous anymore because, like I said, I've done them so many times that it's just normal at this point. And it's totally fine to feel nervous. Some people start thinking about negative things fairly quickly, but here's the thing on that. You want to think about this in a positive light. Your team, your coach, your captain, whoever put you out there, your team thinks you are the best chance. You have your team thinks you are the best chance for that given scenario, and you should take pride in that and think of that as an honor, especially, if you're a jammer, because that is a super important role to have. Your team is trusting you to make the right decisions there, and, the coaches is going to be communicating with you as well. It just depends on what type of coach you have. Some are more direct on what they want, and then some, they just kind of rely on you to make those decisions. So again, you want to think of that as an honor. That's a good spot to be in. So when those opportunities come up, I highly suggest that you don't pass them up. You want to go ahead and practice being in those high pressure jam scenarios, whether the outcome is good or the outcome is bad. Like I said, a lot of us kind of get in that negative headspace where, what if it goes wrong? But what if it goes well, right? What if it goes well where you actually do come out on top? Let's think about that first before the negativity comes in. Now, like I said, you want to think about every single scenario. How could you positively play into every single scenario? So let's see. For example, we'll use the Black Diaspora game versus Angel City. Okay, the jam before the game ended up being a tie. I think it's like 125 to 125. I can't remember no more. All right, I think it was that. But in that scenario, I knew that it was super important for me to get lead, but it was also super important for me not to rush. So I need to move quick, but I can't rush, because when you rush, sometimes that's when penalties occur. So I knew in that scenario, if I got lead, I would go around, get points, run the clock out, all right? But I'm not going to just be like plummeting through the pack and stuff like that. Like anything that has high risk of penalty is not the type of moves that I'm going to be doing in that specific jam scenario. The most important thing there was to get lead, all right? Get lead, that was the first priority, and then the second priority was to score some points. Ideally get a pass, and if you can get a second pass, that would be even better. But I knew that, I can't remember how much time was left, but I knew getting lead was important. If I did not get lead in that jam, I was going to do everything possible to pop out of that pack as quick as possible, right? Ideally, you want to be right behind the other jammer. That way, if they did get lead, you're right behind them. They have to score points, and you have to score points. Right? And that one's going to be a close call because you can't control what they do. If they call the jam, it could end up in another tie, or you could come out on top. I don't know. I don't want to make this a long video because it's not supposed to be, and I'm running out of memory. But I just want you to think about having a plan for every given scenario, whether you are lead, whether you are not lead, and whether the jam goes a full 2 minutes. How are you going to approach that as a jammer? How are you going to communicate to your team and your blockers on what you would like for them to do in that given scenario? If we had to go long or something like that, I would often communicate, hey, we about to go long, right? So I'll tell them as I'm passing by, we're going long. If I need to go long, that is what I would do. But anyways, I hope some of the tips were helpful. Top 2, keep your same demeanor, keep a level head, think about the positives, have a plan, and yeah, think of it as an honor to be in those scenarios, right? It's an honor to be a jammer in that position. So you should think of it that way. Anyways, I'm off my soapbox. This is supposed to be a quick video, and I'm done. Bye.